Whether you're a young pilot starting out or considering aviation later in life, your mindset can make or break your career. From choosing the right jobs to embracing every task, it all starts with checking your attitude. In this episode, I'll discuss how your attitude can make or break your career, as well as what to do when starting out later in life. All this and more coming right up. So strap in and let's get into it.
Downgrade, good morning, 7614, 95 Mallow, 7 POB with Alpha.
Morning, Eddie Taylor, Tower, bank pressure rolling at 30 degrees. That's 30 degrees there.
Set by star 9000, 1013, Kevlar 25.
G'day everyone and welcome to episode 143 of Flight Training Australia podcast. No matter where you are, welcome, thank you for listening, and another bumper episode waiting for you today. As you know, this episode is all about flight training and flying in Australia and beyond. Irrespective of your age, your experience, your interests, your backgrounds, your hobbies, there is a pathway in aviation for everyone. And there's a lot going on at the moment with recruitment drives and things going on today. And I thought, well, hey, there's quite a bit going on with older applicants moving across into aviation, people who never got to do it before, and opportunities opening up, which is just fantastic. So I want to talk about that, but also just for those that are obviously fortunate enough to start out younger in life, how the opportunities are there for you as well, but what some of you are doing that's unfortunately ruining it for yourself. But before we get to that, the wet season is fast approaching. We are definitely starting to see a change in the air. A few little white fluffy things showing up in the sky, and that must mean it's wet season seminar time. So CASA are not putting on a wet season seminar this year. They have done the last 4 years, and there's a lot of great material online. If you haven't been to the CASA YouTube channel, CASA Briefing, can I suggest you jump on there, go check that out. There are the last 4 years seminars and webinars and things that are all included there, pre-recorded, and some really great content. But as I've been talking to a lot of the head of operations up here in Darwin, there is a huge number of new pilots who have not flown a wet season yet. There's a bunch that have flown a couple of wet seasons but are now flying their first IFR wet season. And there's also a lot of senior pilots that have since moved on. And that's leaving a minimal number of mentors and senior pilots around to sort of do line training and assist with the process. So I have decided to fill the void, and rather than running individual courses for various operators, let's just do it once and get everybody involved. So as CASA have done in the previous years, it's going to be at the Novotel on the 9th of October. That's a Wednesday evening, and already, I only just put it on the my story the other day, but 61 tickets have already gone as of Sunday night, and I am now frantically double checking that I can take a few more people. So if you do try to enroll, have a look on my Facebook page and Instagram. The link will be there. It'll be on my story again. And please register. If you can't, don't panic just yet. I just need to double check the numbers, but it's just fantastic to have so many people getting on board and supporting this. I'd like to very much thank the Regional Aviation Association of Australia, who have come on board to sponsor the room, and also to a number of operators, Jetstream Electrical, Chart Air, Territory Air Service, and Air Frontier, who are all helping sponsoring food for the night, which is just awesome. So thank you to everyone getting on board and backing the event. It's going to be really fantastic. It's going to be very practical. One of the main feedbacks of previous seminars and courses is that it's all good information, but a lot of pilots are still leaving wondering, how do I deal with this? How do I deal with that? So it's going to be a seminar start with all the good guff, and then there'll be a bit of a break, and then we'll be into some workshops where there'll be beginner and advanced VFR workshops and an IFR workshop group. We'll be splitting up. You'll be presented with scenarios and work through it as a group, and then we'll present everyone's findings and how the discussion went afterwards, which I think will be very, very practical and very, very helpful to everybody to give you a bit of an idea of the kind of decision-making process. The scenario will run out in real time to a point with various challenges along the way, and I'm pretty sure it should work out pretty well, all going to plan. So I'm frantically putting all that together in amongst everything else, but it should be really, really great, and we shall have a few other special guests along to contribute to the evening. So 9th of October at the Novotel. Check out Instagram and Facebook for all the details, and please make sure you register. Some of you already have asked group in Northeast Queensland and a few other places of whether it's going to be live streamed or not. It's a whole nother challenge. I'll need someone to take that on for me. I've got all the gear and equipment, I think. And if I can, I will. Otherwise, it will be very much, at the very least, rather recorded, and I'll get it up online as soon as possible. But if there is a way for you to participate and then join in the workshops and things as well, or run your own and then come back so it's suitable for your region, then I'm all on board for that. The more the merrier. It'd be fantastic to have you. All right, I'm off to Perth this weekend, heading down on Wednesday. So if you're around Jandakot Airport, I should be there maybe Thursday, maybe Friday. Friday's more likely. So, yeah, if you're floating around and you see me, please pull me over, say g'day. And I'm not running any seminars or anything like that at this stage, but I will be back later on the end of October, November, and there's maybe a couple of options there. But if you'd like that, tell your local school and let's see if we can get something organised. All right, on to the topic of today's episode. And we're going to go dig deep into a topic that's really crucial for both young pilots starting out and those who might be considering a career change later in life into aviation. And that is all about attitude. We're really good at talking about attitude as far as flying where you put your nose up in the sky, but specifically the way young pilots are approaching their careers at the moment, there's definitely a shift in the air. And I've had it mentioned to me so many times from employers at the lower level, mid-level, and also up in the airline level. And I think everyone needs to just chill, slow down a little bit, have a stop and a think, and just take stock and make sure that this doesn't apply to you, because it certainly doesn't apply to everybody, but we're seeing it more and more. And it's a bit of the FOMO, but just how your mindset can impact your opportunities and why there's so much value in remaining humble and open to different experiences. All right, so I just want to touch on when it might be too late to enter aviation as well. And here's a spoiler. It's actually probably not too late. Might be for some jobs, but not for all. And again, this isn't flying school spin. It's absolutely genuine, and I'm seeing it all the time at the moment. So it's really, really encouraging. So whether you're young and eager, just starting out, a bit older, looking for a change, there's definitely something for everyone to listen to this particular episode. So for younger pilots, for many, becoming a pilot, it's a lifelong dream. You're born in the aeroplanes, around aeroplanes, well, hopefully not born in aeroplanes, but born around aeroplanes, looking at aeroplanes. And from there, you get the opportunity to start your training, put in the hard work, the study, the long hours, and now you're certified and ready to conquer the skies. But then the reality hits. There isn't always a job immediately there. And it's certainly not straight up into the jets and airlines and things like you might want to do flying around Australia and across the world. So what's the deal? You know, I've got my job, got my qualifications, got the hours experience. Here I am. And we are definitely noticing that in some younger pilots, there is a sense of entitlement. And I'm here to tell you right now that no one owes you anything. This is where that humbleness comes in, and that respect and willingness to do not whatever it takes, but whatever's, and not whatever someone's trying to make you do that's unreasonable, but really to just do whatever it takes to get the job, to get the experience, and take the opportunities that are offered. Some get very selective about the jobs they'll take, and that is 100% your prerogative. But don't be surprised then when no one else really wants to give you opportunities later on down the track. You may not want to be doing aircraft ferrying, flying out bush, doing flight instruction, or heaven forbid, cleaning aircraft. But here's the thing. No job is too small in aviation. I can tell you now, if you're lucky enough to be hired as a pilot, you've got to embrace everything that comes with it. Cleaning aircraft, maintaining logs, running errands, helping with maintenance. It's all part of learning the trade and building your experience. All right, when you want to become a pilot, there's so much more to it than just jumping behind the controls and flying the airplane, putting hours in the logbook. There's the big picture stuff as well. All right, this is what makes managers. This is what makes experience and knowledge a thing. Because otherwise, if that's all you could do, you wouldn't know the other facets of the business and the organization. If you're lucky enough, do all that. It's not just about the work. It's about your attitude toward that work. Remember, employers are watching how you handle the less glamorous tasks. Young pilots who go above and beyond, who show up on time, who are ready to learn and don't, scoff at the more menial jobs, those are the ones who get noticed and promoted. So keep in mind that every task is an opportunity to show your commitment and professionalism. But what about job hopping? Right? Aviation is an industry where experience really, really matters. It's not just the flying hours, but staying in one place long enough to learn the ins and outs of a particular operation. I've seen so many young pilots, and this is probably one of the most commonly stated things of everyone rushing off to the next shiny opportunity without A, being experienced enough for it, and B, not even fully preparing for it. Get a few hundred hours under the belt and then suddenly think you're ready to jump ship for a bigger, better job. But often you're leaving too soon. Stop and enjoy the experience. Slow things down a bit. When you move from job to job, especially early in your career, you will miss out on deeper learning that comes from being in one place long enough to build relationships, understand the business, and really hone your skills. There's so much value in staying in a job for a while, growing into the role, and mastering the operation before moving on. And here's the kicker. Remember, employers talk. If you're seen as someone who's always chasing the next big thing, you might find yourself passed over for the opportunity you actually want down the line. Aviation is a small industry. Your reputation will follow you. And I, again, have seen that multiple times firsthand. So don't be too selective in the kind of jobs you're willing to take early in your career. It could be ferrying aircraft around. It may be bush flying gig up in the territory. Not necessarily every job is glamorous, but they all offer incredible experience and they toughen you up as a pilot. And this is another thing. With the woke movement and everything else going on right now, I know from talking to heads of operations in flight schools where students don't think that they should have to do this and should have to do that. Well, I will tell you all right now, that's perfectly okay to have that attitude, but you will not work up here and pretty much won't work anywhere else either. There are jobs that are simpler than others, sure. And you're welcome to try and hold out for those. But ultimately, you need to be in a position to learn, and that is to embrace everything that comes with that opportunity. You will learn decision-making in real-world, unpredictable environments. If your flight school is telling you that the weather's okay to go flying, then take it from me, go. There is too many pilots that are coming up right now up into the territory and other job providers across Australia who are fair weather pilots who have never flown with a bit of weather around. Remember, your training is grooming you to be a commercial pilot. What do you think is going to happen when you come up here looking for a job? It's not going to be 8/8 blue and roses and sunshine. All right, there's going to be weather. I just told you about the wet season seminar coming up. You're going to have to learn to deal with that. You want to get as much experience and exposure to varying airspace and weather conditions with the safety of an instructor sitting next to you as you possibly can. So don't be one of those pilots. You want to be resourceful, adaptable. These are all qualities that every charter and airline operator are looking for. So don't discount the opportunities that don't seem like they're on the fast track to your dream job. Whether it's through training or other charter jobs once you get going, those are usually the very jobs that will help get you where you want to go. All right, now let's flip the script. What if you're not a young pilot starting out? What if you're someone with a bit more life experience? Someone who's been in another career for years but have always had the passion for aviation? Is it too late for you? Absolutely not. In fact, older applicants, if you ask me, bring so much more to the table. They have more maturity, a perspective that young pilots are still developing. Maybe you've had experience leading teams, making high-stakes decisions, dealing with people in high-pressure environments. All of that translates incredibly well into aviation. I've had mature instructors come in thinking that they don't know much, but we're streets ahead of other grade 3 or 2 instructors because of that life experience. Many airlines and operators are more than happy to hold older applicants because they know you've likely developed the discipline and the work ethic needed in the industry. Now, mainline airlines, if you're sort of 47, 48 to 50 starting out, probably missed that boat. But regional airlines is still 100% a possibility. Jobs like police air wing, care flight, RFDS, etc., all still doable. And of course, don't forget flight instruction. People are flying later and later into their lives these days. Your aviation career could still easily expand 20 years or more, even if you're starting in your 40s or 50s. There's plenty of opportunities, and these are all open to older applicants. As long as you're fit, healthy, meet the requirements, there's no reason you can't have a fantastic second, third, or even fourth career in aviation. Let's not undervalue life experience. Pilots who have lived a little before they fly often bring a sense of calm and level-headedness that's invaluable in the cockpit. So many young pilots now are coming up with no employment experience outside of the home at all, and it's causing them issues. It makes things a struggle. Older applicants are less likely to take unnecessary risks or be rattled by unexpected situations. So if you're thinking about aviation, do not be discouraged. Your experiences can be just as valuable as ours in the air. So to wrap things up, ultimately, your attitude is everything. Whether you're a young pilot just starting out, trying to figure out your next steps, or someone looking to shift careers later in life, how you can approach your aviation journey is going to determine your success. Be open, be humble, and be ready to learn, no matter what task is in front of you. Aviation is a long game, and those who approach it with the right attitude will always find success. All right, guys, I hope that's helped and given you some inspiration and maybe a bit of eye-opening. There are plenty of opportunities out there for everybody, but don't be one of the people that makes it easier for us to pick somebody else because of the way you've handled yourself and approach your training and your job hunting. Until next week, I will talk to you at some point online, but I should have an episode out for Monday, even though I'll be down in Perth. I'll make sure I get one out ready for you all. And as I said, very close to a couple of fantastic interviews, which I just know you're all going to find very, very helpful. A massive thank you to everyone who has come online to Patreon this week. There's been another surge of subscribers, and that is just fantastic, both free and financial. So thank you to everybody. And I will make sure that all the content keeps coming your way and giving you the information that you are seeking. All right, until then, stay safe, blue skies, and remember the golden rule: aviate, navigate, communicate. Cheers, everyone.